especially a warlock. You're absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked, bro. How as a warlock, how do you get away from a barbarian who pops rage?
Maybe on Warlock, but like the thing is, like all the other classes that you refer to,
Wizard can slow you and fireball you. Fair. Yeah.
You say hit your spells.
Fair. So that's a fucking. I guess that's a strictly warlock issue. I guess I'm biased, but I see what you're saying, right?
Only sort of, because like it's a warlock issue in that warlocks take time to kill people.
Okay, you know how they fix this? You know how they fix this? Give warlock some CC. Warlock has no fucking CC. Boom, fixed.
No. Probably, maybe would be okay with it if they remove Phantomize.
Yeah, I literally put a suggestion to remove Phantomize today, and people are hating on it, but fuck them. Yeah, I think they should remove Phantomize.
They should definitely not add CC.
Remove TM.
Well, so every caster has it, but warlock.
In fact, if you let me finish, in fact, all CC needs to be removed from the game except for slows, and slows need to be like
heavily looked at, I think.
Well, slows for like slows that aren't literal skills that are like one-time use need to be like massively changed. And slows from like all sources of range damage need to be even more changed, especially when it's not things that are spells. Like a wizard slow from Ice Bolt is whatever, but like a longbow slow or a crossbow slow or all that shit needs to get out of the game.
Yeah, hit slows from range shouldn't exist. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's so dumb, bro. But besides that, say we remove all the fucking CC and shit, right? But keep slows on certain things. In my mind, I'm just like, how do you stop a barbarian who is raging and sprinting at you, or a fighter who's sprinting at you? Like, how do you stop them?
The same way you stop him right now, you shoot him, and then he dies.
With what?
I think Warlock has a lot of options, is the thing, though. And, like, it's just build-oriented, right?
How do I die on
You're
Barbarian 90% of the time that I'm chasing a wizard and or a ranger? I run at them, I try to swing my two-handed weapon, and I get instantaneously folded by some bullshit skill that exists in the game, and or I have to contend with some other movement skill like backstep or haste. Or
okay, that's fair. Let's break it down. Right, Barb against Ranger. Ranger, just hit your shots, you win. Right, fair enough.
Always.
Okay, Barb versus Wizard. You have slow. You have ice bolts to slow, obviously because there's no CC. They would have to remove Ice Mastery then, which whatever, that's fine. Okay, you can work with.
No, but I don't like Ice Bolt slow is fine. Like you can keep Ice Bolt.
No, I know. Ice Mastery. Ice Mastery is the perk that roots you. Yeah, remove that. Yeah.
They just changed that to make it add more duration to the slow. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever. Or you can magic missile. Like there's ways to deal with barbs as a wizard, right? And then there's fucking let's see, Barbarian versus Druid. You literally can just walk away in rat form, so that's free. Barbarian versus... So pretty much every class has a way you can get away from Barbarian, except for Warlock. So maybe you guys are right. Maybe it's just a Warlock being dog shit. And whoever said Warlock has a lot of options, I think that was you, Nick. Yes, you're right. Warlock has a lot of options, but all the options are completely dog shit. Like, I literally made a video...
Well, they, only work against that, yeah.
I made a video going over all the spells and all the perks and skills for Warlock. They're literally... All of them are completely dog shit or used for PvE, except for Curse of Pain... and Bolt of Darkness and Spell Pred. That's it. Everything else is dog shit. Hydra is relatively dog shit.
Isn't the worst, like ever since the change.
Hydra's a
utility. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the only offensive abilities are
still in the game. So that's what you do. You wait for the guy to rage, and you Phantomize lasts longer than.
Well, yeah, but Phantomize also shouldn't be in the game. That's the point.
That's also the point. And it's only 5% move speed.
I think Phantomize should be in the game. Yeah, but you're on average faster anyway. And if you cast it after rage, you're faster than him. For rage to get to you.
No.
Way longer.
Because the difference between Phantomize is 5%, rage is 12%. That's a 7% difference. Warlocks are not 7% faster than barbs on average.
But here's where you're not understanding. Okay,
you're like 750 units plus the move speed percentage.
The way that it works is. The only way that Phantomize doesn't get you away from a raging barb is when you got caught out in a position you shouldn't have been caught out in.
Well, here's also but you can't beat a barb.
If I have to rage before you and you Phantomize after me, your Phantomize lasts longer than my rage every single time without fail.
I don't think... Like,
how is that not true? They're both the same time, and you have way more will, and you have way more buff duration.
Well, not that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you said you make a mistake by getting caught out, right? But there's
Yeah,
no
but anyway, so
fighting a
yeah.
barbarian. Like, I just don't think you understand from a warlock's perspective how to actually fight a barbarian. Like, you can't really win. Like, even with Phantom Eyes, the barbarian just keeps walking unless there's a door open and you play door games, that needs to be removed too. That's a whole nother topic. Like, the barb opens the door and like.
I don't understand. So I rage at you.
Okay.
Right. You hit me with a curse.
Okay. Does like 30 damage.
So I blew my movement speed skill. You blow your movement speed skill after. Now the fight is reset. So how are you not just running around and cursing me?
You have Frannies.
I beat Warlocks all the time.
You lose. Okay. There's no win.
I mean, do you not just dodge Frannies?
But you can bring like 10 of them. If you get hit by one Franny, you lose. You literally die.
You're a range class and you're already up 40 HP, and the barb's down a movement speed skill. Like
I don't think that's exactly how it works. Like,
well,
we're ignoring a bunch of things.
You could be full HP and you'll get 2-tapped by a barbarian.
We're
talking about caster lock. Keep in mind, well, Flame Walk's dog shit. We're trolling. Now we're trolling. But
what?
Flame Walk is dog shit.
Caster lock, you're never getting. It's like
you have base low
HP.
HP.
Killed by barbs who are move speed barbs, right? And those barbs have already chosen to lose to all melees.
Well, so if you build correctly, like you're not going to be that slow. You're going to be what, 300% bare minimum. You're not going to be under 300.
No, on average, my 50% action speeds are like 295, 290.
Even if we say 300, if you're losing as TM caster lock like 325 plus move speed to a 300 MS barb, you're kind of fucking up because you do have like a more than 7% move speed advantage all the time.
Okay, here's the thing.
Like, that's actually like straight fucking up.
What does Warlock have that actually does damage to barbarians? Curse of Pain and Bolt of Darkness, right? You hit him with one Curse of Pain.
Damage, yeah.
True, but one Curse of Pain's not even doing. It's maybe doing a third of your HP over the course of how many seconds?
The barb never hits you.
Here's the
core
thing.
problem with Madbro.
It never hits you, but like here's the thing. Like we can talk about in circles around the whole thing, but like that's like the class that Barbarian is supposed to kill.
Okay, so fair enough. So Barbarians counter Warlocks. I can agree with you. Fair enough. We can actually end on that. That's fair. So Barbarians are supposed to kill Caster because they have the Frannies, they can catch them slipping. Okay, that's fair. I agree with you. And they have Iron Will. Well, that's more of a wizard counter. Kind of. It's supposed to be.
I guess it's supposed to be an
anti-caster. But he's referring to it being over the full duration, right? Like, you also have, like, okay melee options like longsword, which basically beats all the two-handed weapons.
Right, no. Stop. Longsword on Warlock, bro? I'm crazy. That's different. I'm crazy. That's different.
Okay, you can't say that. You can't use all your defense.
No, that's what we're not going to do. You're not going to have the fucking rank 1 longsword plate lock and be like, well, you can cook barbarians with it.
Jen, well, we're not going to do that right there because that's the same exact argument I hear whenever I say, yo, Vincent can do this, and they're like, we can't eat.
Okay. Well,
do you want to go that route?
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, though, with longsword and warlock, right? Well, longsword and fighter, you literally win barb every single time. Like, pretty much doesn't matter what weapon. But the difference is warlock doesn't have shield mastery or counterattack. So, because you don't have counterattack, you can't close the gap. Barbarian can literally just walk away after you hit the parry.
But the thing is, usually they don't. But like, I understand what you're saying, but like, I don't think any of that matters.
And it takes 3 well, hold on, it does matter because warlock also has way lower strength, so you have to hit like 3 riposts to the head to kill a barbarian. So like, it does matter.
I don't think 3 riposts to that. I watched you murder that guy in the fucking cubby with a riposte and 2 hits.
Well, I'm a little fucking crazy, dude. It's a little different when you're crazy.
So it's like way overtuned for like people. But even still, like it's a close fight against the counter that you have. Like it's like, imagine I'm trying to fight like a full PDR fighter and I have a Zweihander.
Well, keep in mind, I was also play lock there, bruh. So I literally am full strength, just to barely win. Like,
I mean, I don't know if I was barely, but I mean, like, the thing is, like...
I'm crazy, too. I got 3 parries in a row, bro.
The thing is that I can take movement speed Barbarian to kill TM Warlocks. You can play Plate Lock to fight your counter, which is Barbarian.
And to lose every other class.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that comparison I made.
But that's the same thing, though, because when I take movement speed Barbarian, on average, you're losing to everything else other than sometimes Wizard.
Name me one barb that can take on a full plate fighter.
For instance,
With
not to
that
dog on him,
Me.
but it's like every single time Skinny Pete runs into me in solo, and I have like a real barb kit on, and he's playing his move speed kit, he loses because he chose to fight fucking casters and runaway kiters, and I chose to kill people immediately because I don't give a fuck about getting kited for fight. Well, I do, but I mean.
Warlock counters PvE, true. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but it just
No, but I'm also in favor of giving Warlock like a way different spot. Like here's what happened. He said Warlock's coming. And I thought to myself, oh my god, I can't wait to play fucking Warlock. I'm gonna be in that John with the Eldritch Blast, and it's gonna be gas.
Yep.
Warlock is released.
it's Dookie.
Where the fuck is Eldritch Blast? Doesn't exist.
We have Eldritch Shield.
Anyone that's played real D&D ever
I have.
knows the only skill that matters on Warlock is Eldritch Blast. That's the whole game. That's what Warlock is. Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
You get Dark Bolt, and dude, when it first released, Dark Bolt literally took 3 business days to reach its target.
Oh boy.
I play fucking, what's it called? Baldur's Gate? What are you doing? I'm taking Eldritch Blast, I'm taking the Eldritch Blast knockback, and I'm sending people to the Shadow Realm off the map.
Wait, hold on. I thought Warlock doesn't need any CC though.
The last thing I want Warlock to do is.
But that's not CC, it's a knockback. CC and knockback. I consider CC things that. I consider CC.
Wait, what?
It's a form of CC, but I consider CC, that CC that I don't want in the game, anything that literally stops you from moving.
Oh no,
You
that's
get knocked-
snares and stuns.
Or knocked up. I don't
that's
give a
hard.
fuck about that.
That's what CC is.
Yeah, it's
All
hard.
CC is crowd control, like moving somebody,
Yeah.
pushing. That's CC.
Yes, I
Okay.
understand that, but I'm talking about hard CC. Like anything that stuns you, like roots, anything that freezes you to the ground permanently, anything that stops you from, anything that gets your movement speed to 0 or close
Knockbacks
to
are
it.
hard CC.
Fair enough. So just remove stuns and snares. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but knockbacks are
remove
hard
knockbacks.
CC. I think knockbacks are hard CC, but I also think that knockbacks should be toned down a little bit, and I also don't think you should ever be able to have like more than one knockback. Like Eldritch Blast is a thing that you cast like once.
Yeah, not like Wind
There's some
Blast.
things that you cast like 3 games, but it's like you cast once.
Yeah, that's
like the
big
problem with Sork. Like if Sork just had Wind Blast, it wouldn't be that bad. But the problem with Sork has Wind Blast, then has some other fucking
Eruption.
knockback ability, and some other knockback
Levitation.
away, and then some other knock. So it's like then it's like you can never hit him.
Yeah,
If it's
fuckers
just
juggling
one,
you.
If he just had Wind
Frost
Blast, it's
Light.
okay. He used his Wind Blast. I'm going in.
So we all can agree Warlock needs at least one CC ability. Then we can play the game.
I think it'd be fine.
Well, I just think Warlock should get Eldritch. Like they should just make an Eldritch Blast ability. It should just be a hit scan ability that works like Zap. It should be more straight line. It should
Have a higher cooldown, obviously.
And then you should be able to. It should work based off like you cast it. The longer you charge it, the more damage it does.
The harder the
It fires
knockback.
like a railgun, for instance. So like yeah, so like you can do it quickly and just do like instant damage.
Oh,
and then
man.
You can turn it for longer.
Them cast speeds build to go crazy, bruh.
Another thing. Oh, that's fine. The cast speed builds or whatever, because like I don't think it should be.
Wouldn't work on you anyway because of Iron Will, so still feels. I'll still lose
I
the
don't-
Barbarian. Fortunately.
I don't know how you'd work that in, but like the other big build that Warlocks do in regular D&D, if they're trying to do that, is like it's called like Hexblade or Spellblade or something like that.
Yeah, Spellblade.
They need to add stuff like that into the game.
It's so.
Wizards need to have stuff like sorcerers should have had like wild magic in the game, not combining magic. It should have been wild magic, and like there should be things that like make you into like a battle mage, so people play melee combat. That's when the game is most fun.
Warlock, yeah. Just like a hybrid caster. You just like cast spells, and then once you're going in, you just like hit in with the BOC, like Crystal
Like the
Storm
skinny Pete playing like the mega buff warlock thing is cool. That should be in the game.
But here's the thing, it's so bad. I know, I literally made a suggestion on it. It's literally unplayable, but people are watching the video like, oh dude, this is crazy. It's like, no, Skinny Pete is just crazy with his Y.
But it's bad for only 2 reasons. It's bad because one,
They walk
they
away.
can hear the buffs. Well, yeah, but they can hear the buffs being cast early. But 2, they walk away. But like that's solved with like a simple thing. You just give Warlock some sort of like buff that works like haste.
That works
I
like.
think the problem with giving a Warlock anything is that it'll always be
Always
tied
go
to
to TM.
20
Always go-
magic
yeah,
heal.
it'll-
Yeah.
So here's
TM,
so.
why
That's
TM?
TM.
Yep,
So
exactly.
TM needs to be reworked.
So no,
more
this
tied
is
to
what I
demon
said.
armor,
Yeah,
something.
okay, so yeah, you did see that. I dropped a fucking suggestion today saying they need to tie TM to demon armor, and Yeah,
base.
people aren't gonna like that. I think that's a good idea because I think fucking TM kiting people and healing forever is completely dog shit, and people are abusing that with Phantom Eyes. Unpopular take. Everybody's gonna fucking hate me, but it's gonna make Warlock so much better to play against.
It will.
And it's like, because that's the only Warlock you see is literally TM kiting with full move speed. Like, that's terrible, bro.
Yeah, and honestly, I think they should remove Demon from the game too.
Well, it's bad. It's unplayable, so
Yeah,
might as well just remove it.
Controversial take right here. People think Chris Dagger got removed because of like demon form, right?
They did.
No,
I
Chris,
high
that was always
It's
been that
confirmed.
I high key think it got more removed though because people were running Dagger Ball like hybrid builds like during that time, if you remember, with like 18 M heal,
Yeah.
160 HP, 320 move speed.
That was my
Once they
build.
played, people were doing that
That shit was crazy. But yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just because of a TM build could also self-buff and box in melee. Like, it was, again, TM making something
To be fair
cancer,
with
and then
that,
Warlock
even-
had to
even
lose something
without-
beloved.
Even without TM, that build would still be good. I wouldn't say that TM was the main issue with that, because like even like you didn't have TM, right? Because if you don't have TM, then what's the price of the spells is still like 5 HP for a curse. Then you bring up.
I mean, I just
Odin,
think Bloodstained
it's
Blade.
like power sacrifice on you. You can still fox with any class. I don't think
no. Power sacrifice does too much
You know,
damage.
TM enables it in, like, such a different way that it's, like, impossible to overstate. It gave you options to play Caster Kiter and Melee Boxer at all times. Like, it was I don't know, it's really hard to
Well, wait,
overstate.
well, here's-
It was
no.
really bad. It was really bad, and you could tell it was really bad because that buff happened during the Nickbach tournament, and literally everybody was.
Oh, wait, hold up.
So cancer.
Hold on. Youth is in chat, and he literally made it at the time. He says TM ball was shit. I don't remember.
That was not shit.
I ran Chris with Heater at the time. I think with Demon.
Yeah, that's what everybody ran. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think TM ball is like always has been pretty good. It's just the reason why it's bad now is because you have a fucking Falchion. Falchion's dog shit. So like
Exactly.
with Chris, I'm sure it was decent. At least it was decent. I don't know if it was good because I didn't really use it that much then.
You didn't even need the ball. You just had Chris on you, and if someone approached you while you were casting on them, and they finally caught up to you, you just turned on Bach and Chris someone 3 times, and they died. That's
you.
what
Chris
happened
was-
during the Nickbach tournament. This is all that happened. People stopped running Phantom Eyes because you didn't need to run away because
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
boxed someone as soon as you've already taken 2 curses and then you just got killed. That Nickbach
Yeah, that's
tournament
why
was,
they run
it
Crystal
was
Ball.
Yeah.
cancerous, dude. Like every fucking guy was doing that.
Yeah, it needed to be removed, and that's what they said. Okay, so this brings up another point. SDF and Terrence, I don't know if you remember, it was like what 3 Q or 4 Q&As ago. They were talking about why it was removed, and pretty much SDF did not want Warlock to have Chris Dagger, but Terrence really wanted it, but they said Warlock was supposed to be a 2-handed base class, which is why they have all access to fucking long swords, Zweihander, all that shit.
Bardiche, which
Bardiche,
is also super cringe.
it's all bad. It's all bad on Warlock. I mean, 2-handers in general just suck.
shouldn't-
But
Yeah, but 2-handers suck, but also it defeats the purpose. Warlock should never be a 2-hander class ever. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand it. Yeah, because how are they going to catch anybody anyway? That's what I don't understand. They don't.
Well, it's not about catching people. Who cares? They could invent ways. The problem is it takes away from what the Warlock is. Warlock, at its base, is a caster class. That's it. You cast spells. You cannot cast spells with 2-handed weapons unless they made some unless you use Crystal Sword, which isn't. I mean, it's a 2-handed weapon, but like realistically, you're holding it in one hand in the game.
Well,
so
isn't that what Spellblade is? They can cast and then switch to their 2-handed weapon and go fucking crazy. Isn't
No.
that kind of...
No, Spellblade had daggers. That's the difference. Spellblade had daggers. They did not have a two-hander.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Spellblade Warlocks were all about like rapiers, daggers, stuff like that. And sometimes you would have 2, but like that was only because like in D&D like it's all turn based, so you can like cast spell, then equips things, and then do your attack, and it's turn based. It's not like full on dynamic action, right? So like you want to be able to cast with something in your hand. You want to be able to actually use your weapon at the same time. Otherwise, it's like you're already losing no matter what. If you have to switch a weapon on Warlock, 90% of the time you're losing because you can never switch it fast enough.
That's
Same
true.
problem on Barb. You can never switch your weapon fast enough.
Well, you can hot swap. But yeah, no, you're right. I think what they were meaning by like the being a 200 class, I think they were making that go hand in hand with Demon, but Demon sucked. So, I mean, well,
But
it was
they
good. It
need
was
to
good,
just
but it
go-
wasn't.
They need to just go play the actual Dungeons and Dragons game. Like I think everyone at fucking Iron Mace needs to buy a copy of.
No, they know they're huge fans, but I just don't think that's
buy
what they want to do.
Baldur's Gate 3, play the game, and go, huh? So this is what Warlock is supposed to do.
But here's the
Like
thing, right? They
Warlock
have.
should be,
They just
and not
don't
only
care.
that, Warlock should be like way more think of a support character too. It should be less damage. It should be way more of a support character. Like literally, what should be happening is they need to have stuff like the Arms of Hadir thing. They need to have like the super mega dark cloud.
Cursed ground that
That's
slows
what
you.
Warlock.
Mm.
That maybe, but like really, what they need is like that. And then demon should just be a perk that you take that lets you summon a familiar. And then you need to be able to pick 3 familiars, and then the familiars change your spells.
Yes.
So like if you pick familiar 1, your familiar that you summon makes your Eldritch Blast knock people back. If you pick familiar 2, you get something else. If you pick familiar 3, you get something else. And then you have a thing that will let you block doors, so you can run away without needing Phantom.
So like animal form, essentially. It's like different animal forms, but with different gods.
It's a summon.
Eldritch gods or whatever.
Yeah, but it's a summon.
Wait,
How would it
summon
work
it.
with
And-
summon?
oh, you summon it, so it's not you transforming, you actually
Summon
summon it. Okay. Interesting.
You summon it, and it just follows you around. And you
Okay.
can summon it on doors. Yeah, but Hydra's a static mob that doesn't move. You want a mob that moves. You basically want to turn like Warlock into basically like a necromancer.
A
That's how
summoner.
you want it to work.
Demon transforms take 3 seconds of moaning sounds.
Although I like
Demon
that,
transform
I
should
do
scale with something or have a perk for like
Yeah.
faster transform.
No, not even. No, you don't get 3 mobs. You get 1 mob. You get your 1 familiar. You can cast it once every 30 seconds. If it dies, it dies. And while it's up, you get buffs to whatever your, whatever you pick. You don't get to summon more than 1. You don't get to, and it can block doors.
And you can
all
like
the other summons.
you can like change it, right? So like while it's out,
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't. There's no cooldown, or there's a cooldown obviously if it dies, but it stays up the whole time. But like as you're playing, you can kind of like tell them to do different things, type shit. So like that would be kind of cool.
It would be cool, but I also don't trust Iron Mace making AI.
No, that would be
Holy
completely
fuck.
fucked. It would be completely fucked. Absolutely. Which is probably why you didn't do it, to be honest.
I do not trust them making AI.